city of Babylon growing to one of the largest cities of the ancient world under the rule of Hammurabi. There are biblical and archaeological evidence that point toward the forced exile of thousands of Jews to Babylon around this time.
Babylonia was the ancient region bordering the Tigris and the Euphrates River, in which what we call Iraq in present time today. Babylonia actually came from another empire, which is the Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is considered as one of the points of origin in the world. And then we have the Amorites. Amorites are the group of people or the Semitic people that had emerged from Mesopotamia. They came into migration and migrated to the southern part, in which they adopted various cultures into their own. So they went and got more city-states to join them. They became powerful and eventually they took down the Neo-Sumerian Empire. So after the victory, the land was then owned by the Babylonian, in which the Babylon dynasty has then established. It occurred or it happened about 4,000 years ago.
For the Babylonians' lifestyle, they were based on agriculture. They relied heavily on barley and emmer for their bread and sesame oil. Therefore, they didn't drink wine, and their most common seasoning in their food were onion and garlic. Another thing is that their goods were exchanged on a barter system with silver as the standard of exchange. This made trade very critical, and they traded with countries such as Syria and Iran, who provided them with raw materials for their cabinet making and gem cutting. They also paid attention to the restoration of their canals and on bookkeeping, which included a simple system of double entry accounting. This contributed to the Jewish people, especially during the Babylonian exile or captivity, which brought prosperity to the Hebrew literature and also the adaptation of the Hebrew alphabet and replaced the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet.
Gods and goddesses. Babylonians and Assyrian religion was heavily influenced by the Sumerians. Here are the 5 Babylonian gods. First is Marduk. He was considered the supreme deity or gods or goddesses over all other gods. He was sometimes pictured with his pet dragons. Next is Negar. Negar, also known as Ira or Ira, Negar is also god of the underworld. Negar was an evil god who brought war and famine of the people. His city was Kusu. Next is Tiamat. Tiamat always symbolizes the force of chaos which threatened the order established by God. However, Marduk defeated her in battle. Is Shamash. Shamash, also known as Uto in Sumerian, associated with truth and justice. Shamash was responsible for maintaining the order of the universe. And last is Ea. Ea is a mischievous god of wisdom, magic, and incantations who resided in the ocean under the earth.
Next, the laws. The Babylonians had the Code of Hammurabi. The black stone seal containing the Code of Hammurabi was carved from a single 4-ton slab of diorite, a durable but incredibly difficult stone for carving. The Code of Hammurabi was the most complete and perfect extant collection of Babylonian laws. These 282 case laws include economic provisions, family law, criminal law, and civil law. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the laws show similarities to the Torah. For example, in Leviticus and paragraph 129 of Hammurabi's Code, in the case of adultery, both parties to the guilt shall be put to death.
Now let's proceed to Babylonian traditions, starting off with the trade. So trade was their key to wealth. Since agriculture is very important to Babylonians, by promoting trade, a king could tax people, which could preserve their wealth. Traders could take exports out and bring imports in. Next is ancient Babylonian marriages. These were usually arranged by parents, and betrothal or engagement was only recognized as soon as the groom presents a gift to the father's bride. Next is social hierarchy. In the social hierarchy, the king is at the top and the slaves are at the bottom. There are only 3 main classes in the Babylonian society. It's the Aulu, a free person of the upper class, Wardu or the slave, and the Mushkenu, a free person of the low estate. Proceeding to the astronomy and calendar, the Babylonians used water or sun clock to measure time. They also developed the base 60 system, which means 60-second minute, 60-minute hour, and a 360-degree circle. They also divided one Earth year into 12 months, naming after the constellations in the sky, and divided the week into 7 days, which are named after the 7 gods or the 7 observable planets. And the Babylonian calendar is based on the lunar phase. This is used for administrative, agriculture, commerce, and ritualistic purposes. Lastly, ancient Babylonian schools. Those who were sent to schools are trained to become a scribe. They would begin at 8 or 9 years old, and just like us, they go to school at sunrise at a place known as the Tablet House. Senior students would be appointed as helpers, and if they successfully pass the examinations, they will become a scribe.
The conclusion, Babylonia has a lot of contributions biblically and historically. It has a unique tradition and a lifestyle that usually based in agriculture. Moreover, Babylonia also has a religion that was influenced by the Great Sumerian and law that was written in the Code of Hammurabi. Furthermore, Babylonians contribute a lot of inventions and discoveries that leads the human life to be more convenient until today.